Greetings and salutations and welcome to Brimley Bays basketball on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason broadcasting from the John Duncan Gymnasium in Cedarville, Michigan, as we have our boys basketball opener between the visiting Brimley Bays and the Cedarville Trojans. Our broadcast engineer tonight, Trent Raymond, back at the Eagle 95.1 studios, and joining us here for color commentary, Eagle 95.1's own Katie Wollan joining us once again. You're going to be hearing Katie, myself, and Todd Olmstead. We're going to triple team the Brimley Bays broadcast this season. Katie, it's that time of year again. It's basketball season. Thanks for joining us here in Cedarville.
Scott, I'm very excited for this game, especially with Cedarville and Brimley, both great teams last year in the EUP.
Absolutely, and when we last talked as far as Brimley Bays basketball, it was between these two teams. A little bit bigger stage. It was at Sioux High's Gymnasium. It was a regional final between Brimley and Cedarville. It was a packed house. It was a great game. Cedarville would go on to win that game. They would eventually fall in the quarterfinals in Escanaba. But Katie, anytime these two squads play, it's a rivalry game, if you will. EUP conference play, obviously, every game is important, but Cedarville and Brimley boys basketball, when they get out there, they get after it. And this should be another one of these games that early season, but it's going to be a dandy.
I mean, just like you said, and we also had a chance to talk to Dave Watson and a couple fans, we don't really know what's going to happen this game, but other than that, these two teams are both great teams, and we know that it's going to be a hard-fought battle.
Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by the Sioux Co-op Credit Union. Your credit union, your home for loans. Check them out online at siouxcoop.com. And brought to you by Bay Mills Resort and Wild Bluff Golf Course. Make your way to Bay Mills and dine in at Stacey's Restaurant, or watch the game at the Back Bay Grill and Games for great food and a great atmosphere. And you look at these two squads, Katie, the names have changed a bit. Obviously with Brimley, quite a few names have changed because they graduated a bunch of seniors, but they do have a lot of talent back from last year's squad. And, you know, anytime you talk about Brimley basketball over the last 3 years, you really got to start with Marcus Harris. This already, hard to believe, his senior year, a player that has had his share of injuries, and I think all Brimley fans and really all basketball fans in the area wish Marcus the best of health this season, because when he's out on that court, he just does things that a lot of players don't do, can't do, and wouldn't even think about doing.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I mean, I haven't had much of a chance to watch him, but I've seen his film. I see him at the basketball camps. He's just a great all-around player and definitely lethal for this Brimley basketball club.
And Brimley does bring back a squad of 6 seniors: Hunter Lipponen, Marcus Harris, as I mentioned, Dylan Carrick, Tristen Lyons, Danny Carrick as well, along with number 14, Calvin Parrish. They do have 5 juniors on the squad: number 10, Zach Indish, number 30, Dan Parrish, number 34, Zach Gross, number 42, Jacob Skonexany, trying to get that one down, practice that a few more times, and number 44, Garrett Johnson, and 1 sophomore this season, number 22, Mason Harris. Brand new coach for the Brimley Bays varsity squad, and head coach Matt Bathy will be coaching the girls squad, who will start their schedule next week. Brand new coach Joel Moore, his first chance, first time on the court for the Brimley Bays. So Katie, the stage is set. We're about 7 minutes away from tip-off. Are you ready?
I am ready, Scott. Are you ready, Scott?
I am ready for a break first, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this contest as the Cedarville Trojans set to host the Brimley Bays in a boys basketball. You are listening to Brimley Bays basketball on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason, Katie Wollan back in Cedarville, Michigan. Pre-game for boys varsity basketballs. The Brimley Bays and Cedarville Trojans set to open up their season. This starts our sports coverage of the winter sports season for high school basketball. Of course, Eagle 95.1 is your home for high school hockey. The Blue Devils will have a pair of games this weekend in Macomb. Tim Ellis will be down there as they will take on Eisenhower, I believe. It says Eisen, maybe Rick.
It is Eisenhower.
Is Eisenhower,
yep.
Thank you, not the president, but the school. On Friday, November 30th, Tim will have the call at the pregame show at 6:45, and then take on Lawrence on December 1st. And our next Brimley Bays broadcast will be on December 6th for the boys, as Todd Olmstead and Katie Wollan, almost called you Katie Holmes for a second there. You were never married to Tom Cruise. Will be down in Engadine as the Brimley Bays will take on the Engadine Eagles, a potential district final matchup, which we saw last year. And, of course, we'll be covering the girls' team. Our first broadcast will be on December 11th as the Brimley girls, under their new head coach, Matt Bathy, will be at Mackinac City taking on the Comets. Todd Olmsted and Katie Wollan will have the call of that one as well, as we are your home for Soo High Blue Devil hockey, Brimley Bays basketball, and, of course, our sports show, The Game, which we had last night from the Wicked Sister on Ashman Street. 2 hours of local, regional, and national sports. We talked Sioux Eagles hockey. We talked Laker women's basketball. And you can find that broadcast and the podcast of this game tonight, for those maybe that want to hear it again or keep it for the archives, at thegamesportshow.com. Katie, we got about a minute left. We got to get to break into our national anthem, and we'll start this season off hopefully the right way for the Brimley Bays.
Let's go.
We're going to take our final break in the pregame show. We come back. We'll have the start of tonight's boys game between the Brimley Bays and Cedarville Trojans here on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason, Katie Wollan back in Cedarville, Michigan, as we are just moments away from the start of the 2018-2019 high school basketball season. The boys start first this year as the Brimley Bays set to take on the Cedarville Trojans. Katie, give us the starting lineup tonight for the Brimley Bays.
Scott, I gotta be honest, I missed one, but I have 4 for you for sure.
Okay.
We have Hunter Lipponen, number 12. We have number 34, Zach Gross. Tristen Lyons, number 32. And number 20, Marcus Harris.
And it looks like number 24, Dylan Carrick, the other player for the Brimley Bays. Starting lineup for the Cedarville Trojans, wearing number 4, Sean Bale. Number 15, Jaron Masuga. Number 25, Tristen Masuga. Number 23, Chase Fisher, and number 3, Trey Pocket. The Brimley Bays are coached by head coach Joel Moore, and the Cedarville Trojans coached by, you guessed it, a Duncan, and this one Jason Duncan with assistant coach Joe Duncan. So we are just about set for boys basketball. Brimley in their road blue jerseys with the white trim. Cedarville in their home white jerseys with the green trim. Brimley will be going left to right as seen on your radio dial. And so this is a early big conference matchup. Could be one of the best matchups we see all year. And we see it first here in Cedarville. And we are ready to go. High school basketball starting in a matter of moments. Brimley Bays, 8 seniors lost, but a lot of talent returning. In Cedarville, well, you know they're always good. And so here we go, jumping it up and tipping it off. The Cedarville Trojans win the tip. Trey Pocken with the ball on the right wing for Cedarville. Now he passes it inside, just off the hands of Bale. Taken there by Lipponen for the Bays. Brimley quickly up court. Lipponen to Carrick inside. Lyons lost the ball, but it goes off a Cedarville player out of bounds. 15 seconds into this one, no score. These teams split the regular season last year, but of course Cedarville winning the most important game, the regional final. Now inbound pass, turnaround shot underneath, no good. That one by Lipponen. Rebound picked up by Jaron Masuga. Masuga quickly up court, Pocken. You know Cedarville likes to run. Masuga, Tristen Masuga at the free throw line, good. Tristen Masuga gives the Cedarville Trojans a 2-0 lead, and the Trojan fans only stand for 30 seconds. They always sit down after the first made bucket for the Trojans. They have to wait too long tonight. Press applied by the Trojans. Now, nice job there by Carrick to put it inside the line. Puts it up and one. As Carrick, Katie was on the, it looked like it was almost went over the midcourt line, but he recovered, found Lyons underneath. Nice play by Carrick.
Oh, yeah, they broke that press, Scott, and I got to give it to the Brimley Bays for breaking that. And now we got an and one.
Sean Bale with the foul, his first free throw up by Lyons. Good, so he makes 3 the old-fashioned way, and it's 3-2 Bays. A minute into this contest. Now here comes Cedarville. Chase Fisher across the midcourt line, being guarded by Gross. Zach Gross, number 34. Pocken has it, left wing. Now he dishes it over to Tristen Masuga. Up top, Sean Bale. Nice matchup there with Harris and Bale. Here's Masuga, has his pocket picked by Carrick, gets it back. Now Tristen Masuga, nice pass
Great
inside,
pass.
Shot no good. Rebound picked up by Lyons. Now Lyons, nice outlet pass to Carrick. Carrick and Gross. Carrick, nice pass to Gross. Gross underneath, no. Too strong. Rebound picked up by the Trojans. Chase Fisher. Fisher up court quickly. Fisher, now he's going to be fouled before the shot. That'll be the first Brimley foul. Fast start to this one,
Yes, I was
Katie.
just going to say that, Scott. It's a very fast-paced game. These two teams have met before, and they're definitely right out of the gates, and that's why that foul was called on the Brimley Bays.
Foul was on Zach Gross, his first, team foul number 1. 3-2 Brimley, 6:44 to play in the quarter. Now Masuga passes it up. Trey Pocken between the circles, being guarded by Carrick. Pocken with the ball. Now crosses over. Pocken dishes it to Jaron Masuga. Now Jaron Masuga runs at Harris, and an offensive foul. Marcus Harris, you know he can play defense, and he took the charge like a big guy there.
No injuries so far, Scott.
Jaron Masuga's foul, his first, team foul number 2. Zach Gross to inbound. Now Cedarville will apply the press. Brimley now, bad pass.
Just a bad pass.
Kind of an unforced error there by Lipponen. There wasn't a lot of pressure. He just made a bad pass.
Yeah, it was right at his feet, but he'll recover and give him a great pass next time.
And you know, Katie, there are no exhibition games in high school basketball,
Yep.
so you know you're going to have some of these few nerves to start because
Exactly.
these teams haven't had any game action. Now a tough shot there by Chase Fisher, no good. That's going to go all the way out of bounds. I think Fisher kind of forced that one up.
Yeah, I think he was trying to decide if he wanted to shoot it or not, and I think that's why it was just off balance and everything.
3-2 Bays, 6:17 to play in the first quarter here. Boys basketball from Cedarville. Now press again by the Trojans. Lipponen will get it to Carrick. Bays got to get it across the midcourt line. They do. Back to Lipponen. Now Lipponen at the free throw line over to Lyons. Gross passes up the shot over to Harris. Marcus Harris, right wing three. No good. Rebound picked up by Bale. Trojans with it down 1. Chase Fisher gets it to Masuga. Nice pass inside, but stolen by Lyons. Tristen Lyons. Bays defense impressive so far. Tristen Lyons now top of the circle. Now Lyons almost falls down, recovers. Fans want to travel. Nope, none was called. Now Hunter Lipponen between the circles. 5:40 to play in the first quarter. 3-2 Brimley. Zach Gross on the right wing. Now up top to Lyons. Over to Lipponen. Lipponen being guarded by Bale. Now nice pass inside Lyons, but good defense by Cedarville. Fans want a foul, and they're going to get one. Might have been a couple there, Katie, but that's going to be the third foul rather on Cedarville.
Way to be aggressive by Mr. Hunter Lipponen.
Like the start by Brimley here, Katie. Defense very impressive so far.
I mean, and that was a great pass that Cedarville made. They read that really well, but they just stole it. Just perfect timing.
Now Gross to inbound. Only one Gross this year, so it'll be easy to get the names right. Now here's Carrick inside. That one shot partially blocked. Rebound picked up by Gross. Puts it up. No good. As the Trojans with the rebound. Now quickly up court. Pat O'Brien pass intercepted by Harris. Now he gets knocked down.
That's the second time down.
And that's going to be on Tristen Masuga, his 4th. And again, you watch Marcus Harris, and anytime he's going to draw contact the way he plays, and you just almost hold your breath.
Exactly.
Harris is okay. That's the 14th foul, so we'll see if this comes into play, Katie. Brimley, we saw their free throw woes at times last year, especially early in the season. We may see how they do on free throws here with all these fouls. Now a bad pass intercepted by Pocken. That goes out of bounds, and we'll go back to Brimley. Good start to this game.
It's a great start. Both teams are doing great on defense, but just need to get that jump on the ball.
Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Northwest Oil Express, where the new name on the business spur, changing the way Sault Ste. Marie changes oil. And brought to you by Bay Mills Community College, committed to providing affordable, culturally relevant, accessible, and high-quality educational opportunities to all. You can apply online at bmcc.edu today. Bays with the ball, leading by 1. We haven't seen a basket in a couple minutes. Now we're going to have a shot inside, no good. And that's going to be a foul on, I believe,
Hunter
Lipponen, and he didn't like the call, but I thought that was the correct one. He did get a little contact and turns over the ball.
It was a great effort for the steal, but yeah, just a little too much contact, Scott.
Lipponen's first foul, team foul number 2. 4:45 to play here in the first quarter. Low-scoring game, 3-2. Credit the defenses for both teams. Now players going to the floor. Harris gets that ball to Carrick. Here's Lipponen with it. Lipponen over at the far corner, double team. Got to get rid of that ball. He passed it to one of the female players on the stand, but fortunately they're not eligible for this game. Or maybe unfortunately, either way. Now Harris to inbound, far sideline, gets it to Carrick. Dylan Carrick with the ball, left wing being guarded by Pocken. Now Gross.
Taking their time.
Yep. It's been a pretty furious pace so far, but Brimley starting to slow it down a bit. Here's Carrick with the ball, bounce pass, Lipponen on the left wing. Lipponen now up top to Carrick. Over to Harris. Draws the double team. Now Gross draws another double team. That one stolen by the Trojans. Here's Tristen Masuga. Now he had his pocket picked by Lipponen. Oh,
great
what
pass,
a pass!
Great pass!
Hunter Lipponen, what a pass that was. Are you kidding me? Wow. I don't know how you describe that one, Katie. It was a behind the back, overhand. What do you call that pass?
I call that something you would see in the NBA, Scott.
Then I don't know how Lipponen even saw how that one was. Timeout Cedarville, 5-2 Brimley here early in the first quarter. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Pro Sports. From custom print embroidery to nutrition bars, bikes, and your favorite team's accessories, Pro Sports has it on Ashman Street behind Taco Bell. And I think you can get a real good discount on Michigan football hats this week after that debacle against Ohio State, which I'm still grinning ear to ear about.
Hey, now, Scott, you have to watch what you say, because
No,
I'm sure
don't.
we have a lot of listeners that love Michigan.
Well, that's their own fault. They stayed here because of the colors here in Cedarville. 4-2 to play in the first quarter. Good start for the Bays. They lead by the score of 5-2. Cedarville to inbound. They haven't scored in quite some time. Actually, they haven't scored in about 4 minutes. Now Paquin says, quiet announcer, but he misses the basket. Rebound picked up by Dylan Carrick. Carrick up court, quickly to Lyons on the right wing. Lyons to Harris. He likes to shoot from there. He does. Yes,
and it's
sir.
Long
Marcus
three,
Harris
very
with
long
a
three by
very
Marcus
long
Harris.
three. We're going to turn down our levels here, Katie, as we're starting to get a little intense on the broadcast. 8-2 Brimley. 3:30 to play in the first quarter. Trey Paquin with it. Now Tristan Lyons over to Paquin. Inside Bale. Bale draws the double team. He's going to be fouled. That foul is going to go on to Tristen Lyons. And is that his second? We'll see. I thought he had one early. No, that's his first. Team foul number 4 for the Bays. That'll send the senior Sean Bale to the line, shooting 2 for Cedarville. This is just the first free throw for the Trojans. That one,
banked it in.
I think he called bank, maybe. He said he did. That cuts the lead to 8-3. 3:26 to play here in the first. Now Bale did call bank there, and he missed it. Rebound picked up by Gross. Long pass up court to Carrick. Now Carrick, he draws contact. Nice job by Carrick getting that
smooth
foul.
Crossover.
Yeah. Paquin, that will be the 5th team foul on Cedarville. Brimley very confident out there in this game, Katie. These guys have a lot of varsity experience that are playing right now.
They're getting their redemption.
Carrick over to Lyons. Bounce pass, Gross along the baseline. That one goes off a Bale out of bounds. We'll stay with Brimley. Gross to inbound. 8-3 in favor of the road team.
Cedarville playing a 2-3 zone.
Now we're going to have a travel there. Lyons didn't like the call, but he moved the feet. I believe what happened, this might have happened last year too. Brimley got off to a good start, I believe, in the regular season game here, and then kind of the bottom fell out in the second and third quarters. We'll see if that happens here. Right now, this Brimley team looking very good. Paquin over in the far corner inside to Bale, being guarded by Harris. That's going to be a travel, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Good defense by Harris. Now, if Harris favoring that right hand after that one collision, we'll keep an eye on that. As he seemed to, something happened on that play, so we'll be mindful of that. Press applied by Cedarville. Brimley hasn't had too much problem with it so far. As the pass taken there by Lipponen. Now Lipponen
Another
travels.
travel.
Yep.
I think I've seen 4 or 5 travels already, Scott.
Credit the defense on that one. Cedarville paused the travel.
And the other Harris is checking in. Nason.
The sophomore now checking in for Brimley. Replacing number 12, Hunter Lipponen. Trojans with the ball, trailing by 5. 2:54 to play in the first quarter.
Very low-scoring game. That means it's great defense.
Yeah. Now Paquin up to O'Brien on the right wing, over to Masuga. Tristan Masuga with the ball. Over to O'Brien. Between the circles to Paquin, being guarded by Carrick. Now over. That's Fisher with it. Thought about driving, passes it up, gets it to O'Brien. Now Fisher again. Fisher drives, pass inside Bale. Nice
That's a
pass.
great pass. That's a great pass.
Nice shot.
I thought he was going to throw that up, but it was hesitation and perfect pass to Paquin.
That's Bale's 3rd points. And the Bays now lead by 3. Now a steal to midcourt line. Taken there by Paquin. Now another steal. No, Cedarville gets it back again. Paquin over, far corner. Fisher, 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Gross. He bats it to himself. I love that play. And Gross puts it up and in.
Great hustle.
That's a great play by Gross to kind of
Very
bat that rebound to himself, and he gets the 2.
Yeah.
10-5 Brimley. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Fisher with the ball for Cedarville. Between the circles, Paquin. Now a screen set by Bale. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound picked up by Lyons. Now here's Gross with it. Long pass, Harris, open, corner, three, no good, a little too strong. That one's going to go out of bounds, but if you're Harris, you got to shoot that shot if you're open.
Especially since he's so lethal on the three-point line.
$1:37 to play in the first quarter, 10-5 Brimley. Good start for the Bays here, doing a good job on the boards defensively as well.
Lipponen is amazing on the boards right now.
Trojans with the ball. Fisher, right wing, being guarded by Gross. Gross, a very good defensive player. Now on the near side, Masuga wide open. Tristen, three, no good, short. Rebound, picked up again.
Good box out.
By Lyons. He's got a lot of rebounds. Now Lyons drives with the left hand, good. 12-5 Brimley. Minute 10 to play here in the first quarter. Now a steal almost as Mason Harris goes hard at 10. Boy, this Brimley team is playing some ball right now. They are hustling, and they are looking very good, being this is the first game of the year, Kate.
And this being the first quarter, the key is they just have to continue this intensity throughout the whole game. We know they're going to get tired.
Now here's the Trojans with it. Pocan across the midcourt line. O'Brien with it. Mason Harris and Marcus Harris playing some very high-intensity defense right now. The whole Bays team is. Now over the far corner. That's O'Brien. Under a minute to play. Cedarville trails by 7. Here's the drive. It's blocked, but they're going to be a blocking foul.
Yeah, it was a foul before the block.
Yep. As Lyons got a piece of it, but they're going to call the blocking foul. I believe that's Carrot, maybe?
Yes.
And that'll be the 5th team foul, rather the 4th team foul on Brimley. Put up who it is. Yeah, that's on Carrick, his first. That'll send Cedarville to the line. 1 of 2 so far tonight, as I believe that's number 23, Chase Fisher, the senior, at the line for the Trojans, shooting 2. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Superior Pizza and Subs, voted Tri-County Evening News' #1 pizza in the EUP for 2 years in a row. Now first free throw up, no good, as Fisher will shoot one more. Good crowd here. We were commenting on the parking lot coming in. We got here a little after 6 just as the JV game started, and it was a packed parking lot even at that stage.
And Scott got lucky that he had a front row parking spot, just one left.
Well, almost like they reserved it for us.
Yeah, I think so.
Second free throw, no good, but I think a lane violation on Brimley, and so they're going to do that one again. I believe Harris might have gone in a little early on that one. Marcus Harris,
yeah. I don't blame him.
So one more free throw. Chase Fisher. He's 0 for 2 on this trip. See if third time's a charm. Yes. Rattles that one in as Harris again going for the rebound. Falls down. Marcus, you got to stop. It's the first quarter. You're already giving me some anxiety here. 12-6 Brimley, 45 seconds to play in the first quarter. Now Marcus Harris,
great
nice
skip pass.
Over, far side, Lyons, 3, no good. We'll call it a pass as Gross gets it, but it goes off of his hands out of bounds, and Cedarville will get the ball.
Brimley being very patient with that press, Scott. I know they're a little excited coming out of that, the very part of the first quarter, but they've definitely calmed down the pace.
Now the Trojans with it, another foul. Not a good foul there for Brimley, a reach-in foul, and that might have gone on Lyons. And that will be his second if it is indeed on Tristen, and it is. So we'll see our first look at Dan Parrish, the junior in for Brimley. Have Parrish, Gross, Marcus, and Mason Harris, along with Lipponen out there for the Bays. Now an offensive foul.
Mason Harris now draws the offensive foul. Both Harris brothers.
And that's going to be on Masuga. That's his second. So fouls starting to build. Nope, they're going to call that foul on Eugene Lee, his first action for the Trojans. 6th team foul for Cedarville. Now Marcus Harris in the midcourt line. Nice bounce pass to Mason. Mason gives it up to Gross. Left side 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Fisher. 10 seconds to play. Here's Pocan driving. Pocan traveled there.
Euro.
Wow.
I don't know. It was either a Euro or he was attempting it. Could have been a travel.
Might have been an Asian step there. I don't know. Or South American or Oceanic. I don't know. Now Mason Harris at the buzzer. No good. After 1 quarter of play, Brimley leads Cedarville 12-8. We'll be back in 1 minute here on Eagle 95.1. Back at the John Duncan Gymnasium in Cedarville, Michigan. Scott Nason along with Katie Wollan, our broadcast engineer tonight, Trent Raymond. Brimley with the ball in boys basketball, leading Cedarville by the score of 12-8 as we start the second quarter. Now Brimley had a reach-in foul there, and that's going to go on Sean Bale. And that's going to be his first foul and team foul number 7, I believe. And so that should be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Gross. And that's Bale's second foul. So again, these fouls starting to pile up for both squads. And Zach Gross at the line. He'll shoot a 1-and-1. First free throw, no good. So again, we saw free throws not good for Brimley, but rebounding was there as Mason Harris gets the rebound. Brimley with the ball. Now Parrish with it. Dayan Parrish up top. Parrish over to Mason Harris. Now Mason Harris drives. Harris puts up the shot. No good, but he draws the foul. And he'll shoot a pair of free throws as that one's going to go on Cedarville. Their 8th foul already, Katie. We have 7:34 to play in the second.
Yeah, I mean, Scott, as the game goes on, Cedarville's going to have to be a little less aggressive, but mainly because of the fouls.
And that's a key foul right there. That's on Bale. That's his 3rd. And he's a key player out there for Cedarville, so we may not see him much during the second quarter here, as you don't want him to get your 4th foul if you're Coach Duncan. So Harris misses the first free throw. He'll shoot one more. Again, free throws and Brimley have been a struggle at times, but Mason Harris sinks the second. Brimley 2 of 4 at the charity stripe, and is 13-8 in favor of the Bays. 7:30 to play in the second quarter. Now the Trojans have it. That's going to be another foul.
On Mason Harris.
Yep, that's going to go on Mason Harris. That's his first, I believe, team foul number 6. Masuga to inbound. Tristen Masuga, number 25. His brother wears number 15, Jaron Masuga. Now Pocken with it. Pocken slides it over. Left wing, Fisher 3, no good. And that rebounded by Lipponen. Cedarville yet to hit a 3 tonight. Now here's Dayan Parrish with it. Parrish draws contact, puts up a wild shot, no good. Rebound picked up by O'Brien for the Trojans. Now here's Cedarville. Pocken, long pass. Fisher inside, but he traveled. And referees have been spot on these travel calls here so far. Maybe the 1 Euro Asian South American step aside.
Yep.
You're listening to Brimley Bays basketball on WUPN Eagle 95.1. My name is Scott Nason. Katie Wollan, our color commentator, will be joined at halftime by our analyst Vance Nason, who will give us his thoughts on the game. Now the Bays with it in the paint, and that kind of ran out of real estate there, but Carrick puts up a shot. Good.
It was a great putback.
Dylan Carrick with another 2, and it's 15-8 Bays. Now we're going to have a over line violation.
Yep.
As Cedarville getting a little frustrated there. As Trey Pocket, no pressure, he just kind of stepped over the line before he passed the ball. That happens. Mason Harris to inbound, or we might have a timeout beforehand. Timeout Brimley with 6:44 to play in the second quarter. So Katie, Brimley start. What do you think about this contest as far as the Brimley Bays and their performance?
I'm very happy with their start, Scott. It's just a matter of staying consistent throughout the whole game. You know, you have to finish every single quarter with that same intensity.
Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Brimley Four Seasons IGA. Stop by Four Seasons, your local IGA, for all your shopping needs. And brought to you by Coed Flowers Plus Gifts, your home for all occasions. Brimley leads by the score of 15-8 here in the second quarter. Leading the way for the Brimley Bays, Tristen Lyons, he has 5. Carrick with 4, Marcus Harris with 3, Zach Gross with 2, and Mason Harris with 1. And for Cedarville, Sean Bale has 3, Trey Pocken 2, and Tristen Masuga with 2. Off the timeout quickly, Brimley, bad pass there. As I don't know what Lyons was trying there, but it didn't work out, taken by the Trojans. 6:35 to play in the second quarter. Now Pocken, tough shot, no good. Rebound inside, picked up by the Trojans, and that's going to be a foul, I believe. Didn't see a whole lot of contact, but the official did, and that'll send Cedarville to the line, shooting either 2 or 1 and 1. Not sure if that was a shooting foul.
I'm not quite sure. I think it was maybe a reach.
Now 2 shots. Yeah, that was a shooting foul. Mason Harris with the foul, and Cedarville at the line, shooting to that one way short, as Eugene Lee misses the first free throw. So both teams struggling from the line so far early tonight.
I'm very impressed with Brimley's defensive rebounds. Something I noticed last year. They've always been great rebounding.
Yeah, they're really having a good time tonight, Katie. Yeah. That second free throw miss picked up by Parrish. Now Carrick with it. Bays lead by 7, 6:20 to play in the second quarter. On the right side, Parrish. Dayan Parrish with the ball. Being guarded by Masuga. Now up top, Mason Harris. Marcus Harris about to check in for Brimley. Now Mason passes it over. Carrick, foot on the line, long to that one block. We'll call it a pass as Gross puts it up with the right-handed in. 17-8 Brimley, 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. quickly down court or up court. Either one. Shot 3, no good. Cedarville. Rebound picked up by Mason Harris. Now Harris, up court. Harris drives, passes it over.
Great
wide
kick.
open. Long 2, no. It's the rebound. That's Lipponen. He puts up another shot. That one just rattled out. Rebound picked up by Paquin. Now we're going to have a tie-up and a jump ball. Nice job there by Hunter Lipponen. Really impressed with how this Brimley team started this game. Now Marcus Harris will check in for his brother Mason. Some good minutes for Mason Harris out there, Katie.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the Harris brothers' intensity on the defensive and offensive floor.
Cedarville with the ball, trailing 17-8, 5:35 to play in the second quarter. O'Brien over to Bale. Rather check that Paquin. Now inside, long 2, Lee. That one rattles in. Eugene Lee's first 2 points, and it's 17-10 Brimley. Now Gross with it at the midcourt line. Had his pocket picked there by Bone. Now long pass, and that one's going to go to Coach Moore. I don't think that's how Cedarville drew that one up, considering he's Brimley's coach.
Yeah, Cedarville was a little too excited on that steal and just made a bad pass.
Anytime you're passing to the coach, that's never going to work. Doesn't matter if it's your coach or not. Now Marcus Harris with it. Marcus Harris. Nice pass to Gross. And he puts it up and in. Marcus Harris sees the court well. Better than probably anybody we watch. And it's 19-10. Now here's a quick 2 by Cedarville. No, and an offensive foul.
Another offensive.
Marcus Harris again draws the charge. I cannot tell you enough on what his game does for this Brimley team. They're a very different team with Marcus Harris on the court. We're seeing that tonight.
He knows how to plant his feet just right, and I mean that's the second one he's gotten, and then his brother Mason even drew an offensive foul as well.
Brimley with their biggest lead of the night. It's 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Now Harris across the midcourt line. Marcus Harris pass, Gross near corner. He draws contact, and again, that's going to be a foul.
I believe on Eugene Lee.
Yep, that's Lee's second. The team foul number 9, so it'll be a 1-and-1, and after this, it's double bonus time. 4:48 to play here in this second quarter. 19-10 Brimley. Bays fans got to be loving what they're seeing and hearing on the radio. First shot up by Gross, no good. He'll shoot one more. Actually, that's the 10th team foul, on Cedarville, so Brimley in the double bonus here for the remainder of the first half. Coming up, we'll have our halftime show. We'll recap the scoring. We'll get Katie's thoughts. We'll also hear from Vance Nason on his thoughts on the game as Gross, second free throw good, and it's 20-10 Brimley with 4:45 to play in the second quarter. Pat O'Brien with the ball, being guarded by Gross. Now here's Brandon Lawson for Cedarville. His first action, he throws it across the midcourt line, and that's never going to work if you're the one throwing it to your own player. Turnover for Cedarville, Brimley's ball.
Brandon Lawson just checked in. He wasn't totally up-tempo with everything, so caused turnover there.
4:30 to play in the second quarter. 20-10 in favor of the Brimley Bays. Now Gross along the baseline. Up top, Carrick over to Marcus Harris. His shot no good. Rebound picked up by Paquin for the Trojans. Behind the back dribble by Trey Paquin across the midcourt line. Now Paquin with it, drives, dishes it out. Here's Bone, 3, no good. Cedarville yet to hit a three-pointer again tonight. Rebound picked up by Lipponen. Now Lipponen's pass inside to Gross. Up top, Harris. He'll shoot. Missed the shot. Rebound picked up by Parrish. Now Parrish. Nice play by Dan Parrish. He puts the runner up. No good. Rebound picked up by the Trojans. Now Brimley gets it back. Inside to Gross. Gross now. No good, but he'll shoot 2. And again, Brimley rebounding.
Brimley no give up on the offensive glass right now, Scott.
That'll send Zach Gross to the line shooting 2 as the fouls continue to pile up for Cedarville. That one on Pat O'Brien, his first. Now Gross at the line shooting 2, makes the first. 21-10 Brimley, 3:50 to play in the second quarter. We'll have Sioux High hockey this weekend down in Macomb Friday night with Tim Ellis, as they will take on Eisenhower, then Saturday afternoon against Lons, that game at 1 o'clock. Second free throw by Gross. That one rattles out. Rebound picked up by Masuga. Trojans with the ball. Paquin with it. And he almost had that one stolen. Trey Paquin over to Masuga. His shot, good.
That's
Put
what
on
you
the
had
line.
to say. They didn't make a 3, and there you go.
I think his foot was on the line,
it
Katie,
was.
so that's 2 for Tristen. And it's a 9-point lead for Brimley. Nice behind the back pass. And that's going to be a foul. Parrish with the pass, and Zach Gross again going to go to the line. He's made a living there here in the last couple minutes.
Zach Gross is just always in the right spot for Marcus Harris or any of those people that can see the court so well, and he has 8 points for the Brimley Bays right now, Scott.
First free throw up by Gross, good. As Gross will shoot one more, 22-10 in favor of Brimley. Second free throw up and also good. 11-point lead for the Bays. Zach Gross with 10 points here in the first half. Now a runner there by Pocken, good. We've said that a few times over the years here in Cedarville. A bunch of Pockens have played. CJ probably being one of the greatest ones to play. Now here's Carrick with it. Carrick over to Parrish. That one partially blocked. And there's Pocken. Strong with that
Great
steal.
hustle by Pocken.
Here's Masuga. Masuga dishes it over. Parrish, long three, no good.
Harris
some contact inside. Harris got knocked down there inside by Jared Masuga, who rather check that. That's Lawson. And it's a jump ball, but the Bays will get it. I thought there should have been a foul called there, as does Marcus Harris.
He's a little shaken up, but I think he's okay, Scott.
3 minutes to play in the second quarter, 23-14 Brimley. Now Cedarville again trying that press. Pass up to Parrish. Now Marcus Harris. He'll drive. Harris, underhand scoop, no good. And they call an offensive foul there.
I was actually surprised about that myself.
Harris doesn't like the call. Again, it's one of those calls, Katie, the ref's got to call something. And it's a split-second decision. Sometimes they get them. Maybe sometimes they don't. Hard to tell on that one. It was really 50-50. Harris's first foul. Now here's Masuga. Jared Masuga with the three, no good. Rebound picked up by Gross. Here's Zach Gross. He'll put it up with the right hand. Good. Zach Gross with another 2.
12 points.
I'm going to start putting those in the second quarter. It'll help me out a little bit. Preseason for broadcasters, too. Now ball to the floor. Bodies to the floor as the Trojans come up with it. Lawson with it along the baseline, looking inside. That one's stolen again by the Bays. Here's Carrick with it. Carrick across the midcourt line. Carrick over. Lipponen thought about the three. Now drive. Puts it up with the right hand. Good. Hunter Lipponen with the 2. Brimley with their biggest lead. It's 13. 2:05 to play in this first half. Bays don't want this half to end at this point. Pocken with it. Top of the circle. 2 minutes to play. Now Jared Masuga inside to Tristen Masuga. They know each other. They're related. Now another turnaround shot. No good. Third shot. That one partially blocked, but looks like Parrish might have gotten a little too much of the hand, and that'll send Cedarville to the line shooting 2.
Yeah, Brimley unable to get good position on rebounding on the defensive end, so which caused that foul.
So at the line, Lawson, he'll make the shot. His first. That'll cut the lead to 12. 1:53 to play in the second quarter. First of 20 games this season, 10 for the boys, 10 for the girls. For Brimley basketball, second free throw missed. Rebound picked up by Lyons. Now Lyons across the midcourt line. Minute 45, Brimley leads by 12. Lipponen, left of the lane, drives, puts up the shot, and one. Hunter Lipponen really having a game here so far. He's done a lot. He's only scored 4 points, but he's done a lot of other things. And he'll get a chance to score 5 as he'll shoot 1.
His vision for the court, him being in the right spot on the defensive end, Scott, and also those rebounds.
And that foul on Jared Masuga, his third, he wasn't too happy about that one. So he'll probably have to sit. So we haven't seen Bale much in the second quarter with 3 fouls, and we probably won't see much of Jared Masuga. Free throw up, good. Lipponen makes the 3 the old-fashioned way. And it's 30-15 Brimley. They're doubling up the Trojans on the road. Cedarville breaks the press, driving, wild shot. They're going to call the block on Mason Harris. Almost thought that was a little out of control by Chase Fisher, but Harris will get the foul.
Well, he has 3, Scott, so he's probably going to have to sit out for the rest of the quarter.
Harris still out there now with those 3 fouls, and we'll see if Coach Moore has anybody come in. You don't want him to get your 4th foul in the first half.
Of course. Great attempt, though, on taking that charge.
Free throw short, so Cedarville now the team that's struggling a bit on the line. It looks like Gross will check in for Harris. Smart move there by Coach Moore. You don't want Harris getting his 4th by any stretch. Now it looks like we're going to see our first look at Danny Carey. Got to take the warm-up jersey off, Danny. There he goes. He's so eager to get in. It's like, just keep this on. They'll look like I'm a Cedarville player with the white.
They'll pass me the ball.
1:32 to play in the second quarter. Brimley with a 15-point lead. They've led pretty much throughout this game. Second free throw up, that one's good. So Fisher makes the free throw, first point, and it's 14-point lead for Brimley. Mason Harris across the midcourt line, gets it to Lipponen, long pass. What a pass there!
Ball movement,
Scott.
Wow.
As that's going to be number 40, Danny Carrick with the 2. You got to give it up to Dylan Carrick with the pass. Those two know each other. They're related. I'm going to say that a lot tonight. 16-point lead for Brimley. Drive to the hoop, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds, and the Bays will get it. Brimley just impressive on both sides of the ball. They're looking very effective out there.
It was a perfect setup. That skip pass is so important. They skipped it, and then he read it right into the paint. And just beautiful layup.
Marcus Harris with the ball. Harris now across the midcourt line. Almost lost it, keeps it. Harris drives, no good. Tried to get his own rebound, he does. That one blocked, goes to Carrick at the free throw line. Good. Dylan Carrick with another 2. 34-16 Brimley. 45 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Cedarville with the ball. Fisher. Everything going Brimley's way right now. Pat O'Brien top of the circle. Now O'Brien, kind of a wild dribble there, but he misses the shot. Rebound picked up by Harris. We'll see if maybe Brimley plays for the last shot. Well, it doesn't look like they will with that, as that pass will go out of bounds. I think if you're Brimley, you want to slow it down there, Katie. Go for the last shot. You're up by 16 points. You're up by 18 points. My math's terrible. So Cedarville with the ball. Marcus Harris. It's just not a good foul by Marcus at the midcourt line. You get your second foul. That's his game. I understand that, but you got to know that's not a good foul for Marcus Harris to take. So Cedarville will shoot 2 free throws, as Pat O'Brien will shoot 2. Marcus Harris says that was stupid. Yeah, it wasn't very smart, I will say that, Marcus, but I won't go that far, as Pat O'Brien makes his first free throw. What I like about Marcus, he's intense, but he's one of the nicest kids you will ever meet that plays sports in the EUP, hands down. Second free throw up and good by O'Brien, so that cuts the lead to 16. Now we'll see if the Bays play for the last shot. Harris, long pass over to Lipponen. 20 seconds, up top to Carrick. Bays look at the clock. Pass to Gross, over to Lipponen, left wing, 3. Yes, sir! A three-pointer for Lipponen, 10 seconds to play. Trojans trail by 19. 5 seconds across the midcourt line. Pocken drives, puts up the runner, no good. Rebound goes to the Bays, and at half, the Bays impressive as they lead the Cedarville Trojans by the score of 37-18. We'll be back with our halftime show on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason back in Cedarville, Michigan for boys basketball. The Brimley Bays opening up the season on the road, and at halftime it has been all Bays as they lead the Cedarville Trojans by the score of 37-18. We'll be joined in the next segment once again by color commentator Katie Wollan, but joining us is color commentator, additional color commentator, and our halftime analyst Vance Nason will also join us in post game to give us his thoughts. Vance, thanks for joining us on the broadcast once again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a while.
Well, it has been a while, and well, Vance, the last time we did a broadcast was the regional final between Cedarville and Brimley, won by Cedarville then, and boy, now it's very different. Brimley with a 37-18 lead. Your thoughts on the first half? Brimley, that's a heck of a first half for them.
I've just seen all-around good play from Brimley. On offense, they've been moving the ball around. They haven't really been missing passes too much. They've been finding the open man, and what I think Cedarville really needs to do is stay on their man, because they're really kind of leaving some guys open, and I've noticed like Zach Gross, he was open like 4 times for layups, and if they can crack down and make sure their man is covered and maybe switch up their defensive style from less, because I've noticed they're more of a zone type right now, but if they just go full-on man switches, then I think they can definitely stop their offense, but they're going to need to step it up on their offense if they really want to come back in this game, because it's a big deficit right now.
Balanced scoring attack for the Brimley Bays. Zach Gross with 12. You have Hunter Lipponen with 8. Dylan Carrick with 6. Tristen Lyons 3. Marcus Harris 3. Dylan Carrick 2. For Cedarville, Tristan Masuga and Trey Pocken with 4. You have Sean Bale with 3. And, we saw early foul trouble for Cedarville. Vance, getting Bale out of there. He's a big part of that team, and when you don't have him playing for a whole quarter, we saw Brimley really take advantage of that. And the other thing I noticed, Brimley's rebounding and defense very much improved from what we've seen even most of last year.
Yeah, I was very surprised in how they've been playing defensively, and I think that's just an increase of just like age and stuff, because a lot of these players were like not the varsity players last year or the seniors, but there's a lot of juniors and sophomores on this team, like Zach Gross. He's a junior this year, and they've just gotten better, and I can tell they've done work over the season, and they seem a lot faster than what they were last year. And I have to point this out. I know it's pretty obvious, but
well, they're on radio, so they can't see it. So go ahead and point it out.
Oh yeah, but the foul trouble for Cedarville, they have Sean Bale.
Or Sean.
Sorry.
Some people call him Sean, I've heard, but I think it's Sean.
Yeah, Masuga and Jaron Masuga, they both have 3 fouls, and Masuga, he was a starter today, and I noticed early he was just fouling. And if they don't calm that down, they can get to the double bonus with like 5 minutes left, and just like on the charity stripe, they can just make it. And I know they're pretty consistent on the free throw line this far, so they need to really calm down and take it step back a little bit. Just calm down.
Well, Vance, we had to step back because we're out of time. Thanks for joining us at halftime. We'll hear from you during postgame.
Okay, see you
All
then.
right, we'll be back with the second half of Brimley Bays basketball here on Eagle 95.1. Back to live action here in the second half. We've already played 40 seconds, no score. Cedarville with the ball. A few missed shots here early. Brimley leads by 19. Now here's the Bays coming up with it. Here's a layup opportunity. Lipponen up with the left hand. Good. 21-point lead for Brimley. 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. Now the Trojans with the ball. Pacan across the midcourt line. Now a 3 there by the Trojans, as that was Tristen Masuga with the 3. What happened here, Katie? I missed it. I was hollering directions at my son.
I think he was trying to call a timeout right before the 3-point shot went off, Scott. But I don't think he got it, so.
Now the Bays with it. Marcus Harris, they lead by 18. Harris in the paint with the runner.
Beautiful
Good.
Floater. Beautiful.
Boy, Marcus Harris makes shots that nobody else does in this area, and he makes another 2. And he has 10, and it's a 20-point lead for the Bays. Now here's Bale with it. Bale, nice pass. Jared Masuga, and 1. As Jared Masuga puts in the 2 points, he has 6, and he'll shoot 1 at the line. And that foul will be on Brimley. That'll be on Gross, his second, so Masuga will shoot 1 more. Jared Masuga, free throw, good. So it's a 41-24 lead for the Bays. Now full court press. Carrot across the midcourt line. Pass over to Lyons, and that's going to be a foul on Bale. He has an aggressive style, and it's cost him tonight, Katie. That's his 4th.
I think he's a little upset about that one, Scott, but I think it was a great effort by Bale.
And my oldest son found my youngest son, who must have had a little time in the bathroom, and Dad sighs relief. Gotta worry about those things as a parent, Katie. You'll find out in time. Now Lyons with it on the right wing. Bays with the ball, leading by 17. Announcer guy much calmer now. It's an anxious couple minutes. Lyons inside, puts up a shot, no good. Gets his own rebound. Tristen Lyons, another shot, but I think he traveled beforehand. But again, I like this Brimley offensive rebounding tonight. They're tenacious on the boards, Katie.
They're like Andre Drummond, Scott.
Except they shoot better free throws.
Yes. Hey, he's working on it, though.
And make a lot less money. Now here's a shot in the paint. No good. Rebound put up by the Trojans. That was Pacan. And that cuts the lead to 15. So Cedarville starting to chip away a little bit at this lead. Brimley with the ball. Lipponen with it. Lipponen across the midcourt line. Lipponen still has it. Goes coast to coast.
I don't know how
and
he
puts
did
it up
shot.
and in. Why not?
He
Hunter
fumbled it a little
Lipponen.
bit, and then he re-got it. It was just amazing.
Lipponen now with 12, as Gross and Lipponen both have 12. Quickly down court. Cedarville puts up a shot inside. No good. Rebound. Tristen Masuga had it for a moment, but Carrick will tie him up, and that jump ball will go to Brimley. 5:23 to play in this third quarter. We got a good one here in Cedarville. Bay's next action will be against Detour. We'll go look at their schedule here as we get to a break. Haven't had many breaks in this game, Katie. Now Bays with the ball. That's going to be another travel. Lyons doesn't like the call, but again, I think these officials have been spot on most of these travels tonight.
Other than the Euro step.
43-26 Brimley, 5:13 to play in the third quarter. Trojans with the ball. Pocan across the midcourt line, being guarded by Carrick. Now Pocan with it. On the right wing, Fisher. Fisher, lob pass inside Masuga, broken up by Lyons, picked up by Carrick. Carrick up to Marcus Harris. Now Harris with it. Thought about the three, dishes it off to Lipponen, left wing, three, no good. Was short, but he gets his own rebound. Lipponen misses the layup. Rebound goes out of bounds to Cedarville. Nice play by Lipponen, but he just missed the layup, and he says that's on him. But hey, you know what? I think if you're Brimley, you'll take that with that aggressive play.
And he'll just keep doing it, and he'll eventually make it, Scott.
Absolutely. Now the Trojans with the ball. Pocan drives, nice pass to Masuga, who drives up and in. 43-28 Brimley, and a long pass to Harris. Far side, three, yes sir! Marcus Harris likes that shot, especially when he hits it, and it's an 18-point lead. Now he deflects the pass. After the three, causes the turnover. Bays get it again, Carrick. Over to Lipponen on the left wing. Bays team just looks confident out there, Katie. They've been there.
There's no fear in their eyes right now, Scott.
This is all experience from last year's squad. Now Harris, again three, no good. Rebound picked up by Masuga. Thought he might have traveled there, no call. Tristen Masuga, pass inside Jared Masuga, and offensive foul. Marcus Harris with the charge, and Jared Masuga better be careful. He's a bit of a hothead, and he's going to get a technical foul if he doesn't calm himself down. And, well, he's going to sit himself down as now he has 4 fouls.
That was smart, though. That was smart by Jared Masuga making that call.
3 charges Harris has taken, and I think 1 he probably should have gotten the call on.
Yes.
So, boy, Marcus Harris, he does all the things you want as a basketball player. Now a bad foul by Cedarville with 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. That's going to go on, I believe, Pat O'Brien, his second. Team foul number 3. Bays lead 46-28, 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Now pass stolen midcourt by O'Brien. Pat O'Brien with the ball, across the midcourt line. Now thought about the 3, dishes over to Fisher. Wide open side, 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Gross, and he gets fouled. That by Chase Fisher. And Coach Jason Duncan doesn't like those fouls, those little reach-in fouls way away from the opposing basket. Drives coaches nuts.
Especially because they're not aggressive, Scott. They're very unnecessary. They're more frustrating fouls.
Now Marcus Harris will take a break, replaced by his brother Mason Harris. Bays lead by 18 with the ball. On the road here in Cedarville. Nice pass inside. Goes to Carrick. Carrick kept it alive. Carrick underneath, shoves it to Harris. Now Lyons up top, and he travels again. Boy, Tristen Lyons, he's traveled about 4 or 5 times, and he's frustrated out there. But again, I think he's doing that step.
He's trying to do the jab step, but he's doing a little shuffle, and I don't think he realizes it. But he's going to catch on, and he's going to be back.
You think some of these guys, Katie, maybe watch a little too much NBA and see that they get away with it?
Like James Harden.
Yeah,
so yes.
Exactly. I think he's still taking shots from last night. 56 points and they lose. My goodness. Now here's the Trojans with it. A steal by Carrick. And we're going to have a kick ball. So that's going to go back to Cedarville. But again, Brimley's defense tenacious out there tonight. I think that's the word, Katie. Tenacious.
And I have to give a little bit of credit, a lot of credit actually, to Dylan Carrick. We talk about the Harris brothers being so great on defense, but he has those little tips that he does, and it just brings the whole Brimley defense together.
Now a steal by Carrick, goes out of bounds. Now this is Carrick's 3rd year on the varsity squad, and he's been a fun one to watch. I remember first doing the broadcast, he was on the JV team and doing well, and he's just he's a good-looking ball player out there, just solid on both ends.
For sure.
Now almost a steal again by Carrick. Cedarville getting pressured. Almost looks like with this, it's going to be a foul on Brimley. It kind of reminds me, Brimley defense tonight, Katie, of how we've seen Cedarville over the past years play defense on teams like Brimley. It's almost like Brimley's kind of taking a page out of their playbook with their defensive style tonight.
I definitely have to agree with you on that, Scott, but also I think Brimley is more conditioned than Cedarville is right now. And especially with Cedarville doing the full court press there, that's why they do that 2-3 zone to kind of give them a little more.
Great point, Katie. That foul on Carrick, his second. First free throw missed by Pocan. He'll shoot one more. 3:08 to play in the third quarter. 46-28 in favor of Brimley. And if you're Brimley, you want to win this game and you get your season off to a very, very fast start. Second free throw is well missed by Pocan. Now Gross drives in the hoop.
He just sees a clear lane and he just goes for it. Slight hesitation, just straight through.
Zach Gross with another two. Brimley matches their biggest lead of the night. It's 20. That's got to be a travel. No, they're going to call a blocking foul on Zach Gross. A little tough call there. And so right now you have Zach Gross with 14. You have Hunter Lipponen with 12. And Marcus Harris
has 2 threes and a 2, so he has 8.
And that's good math, Katie, as he has 8. And that foul was on Zach Gross, his third. So at the line, Tristen Masuga. Cedarville struggled at the line tonight, and they continue as they missed the first free throw.
Scott, if they've made their free throws, they'd be right in this game with Brimley.
They'd be within single digits, that's for sure. Now Marcus Harris will check back in, giving Dylan Carrick a bit of a rest. Second free throw by Masuga. That one's good. Tristen Masuga now with 8. And the Bays lead by 19 with the ball. Marcus Harris across the midcourt line. Cross-court pass. Lipponen over to Gross. Now Gross up top. Harris. He'll shoot the NBA three. No good. Rebound picked up by Masuga. Swatted away by Harris. Nice play, Mason Harris. Coach Jason Duncan and Cedarville fans want a foul, but they're not going to get one. I couldn't see it from here, Katie, but the fans over there certainly didn't like it.
Masuga kind of gave up on that play because he as well thought he had the foul.
Yeah, it looked like contact from here, but again, it was on the far side of the court.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't, Cedarville fans are known to complain about a lot, and maybe they might have had some justification there. Now Lipponen, that's going to be a travel. So he found himself lost there in the middle of the court, and that'll be a turnover, and the ball will go back to Cedarville. Fast-moving game here, 2:23 to play in the third quarter. Cedarville with the ball, trailing by 19. Trojans with it. Chase Fisher on the right wing, being guarded by Mason Harris. Now Tristen Masuga over to Fisher. Fisher up top, inside. Almost bobbled there by Lee. Now he gets it over to Masuga. Long three, that one's no good. If you're Brimley, you'll let Tristen Masuga shoot that all day. He may make one or two, but he's not going to make a lot. Rebound picked up by Gross. Zach Gross with it. Now he thought about the three, gives it to Mason Harris. Harris on the right wing. Contact, no call. And now we're going to have
pushed off. Harris pushed off. So
that's going to be a foul on Mason Harris, and that's his fourth. So Mason Harris with 4. Sean Bale, who's checking back in the game for Cedarville. Kind of a roll of the dice by Coach Duncan. You have Bale with 4 fouls, but you almost figure in this type of game, Katie, they kind of need him out there even at this early stage.
Exactly, with 1:49 left in the third, and then you still have a full fourth quarter. They're down by 19.
And you need Bale for his rebounding, and the Bays are out rebounding the Trojans here a lot. Now a long three there, no good. Again, you're Brimley, you let these guys shoot those kind of shots.
I don't think Cedarville's made 1 3. They've made those close twos, those long twos, but they have not made a 3 yet. Scott.
And these last threes have been, Marcus Harris type threes, and Marcus Harris is making those. I don't think a lot of other guys are.
Marcus can shoot those long shots, but Cedarville cannot commit to that shot right now.
Minute 35 to play in the third quarter. Trojans trail by 19. Bays with the ball. Lyons cross the midcourt line. Bounce pass Lipponen. Lipponen now drives the lane. Lipponen puts up the tough shot and one. Boy, Hunter Lipponen having himself a game as well, as he leads all scorers now with 14. Actually, he's tied with Gross, but he could lead on the free throw. 50-29 Brimley. $1:26 to play in the third quarter. We were talking on the ride here, Katie, about how this game might go down. I thought Brimley had a good chance to win this game, and there's still a lot of time, but boy, I didn't see a 21-point lead really at any stage in this game. So here's Lipponen with the free throw. Good. So now he leads all scorers with 15. 22-point lead for the Bays. Now here come the Trojans. Pocan drives. Pocan with the right hand up and good.
Great lane for him.
Pocan now with 8 points. Bays lead by 20. Now Lipponen, bounce pass inside. That's Carrick. Danny Carrick over to Marcus Harris, and I think he stepped on the sideline, Katie. We couldn't see it from here, but
it's kind of a late call if he did, though.
Minute 8 to play here in the third quarter. Now lob pass inside to Pocan. Minute left here in the third. Pocan across the midcourt line. Chase Fisher with it at the free throw line. No good. Rebound picked up by Lyons. Now Lyons pass up to Lipponen, and he's going to carry the ball. I don't know about that one, but referee Jeff Clark, he's a very confident man, and he says that was a travel or a carry. Either one.
Lipponen just going a little too fast. Just needed to kind of calm down and just some nice dribbles rather than.
Now Danny Carrick will sit back down. Let's check the roster. I'm not sure if 40 is Danny Carrick. Doesn't look like him, but we'll have to check that maybe after the game. Now steal by Lyons. Up to Harris. Now Marcus Harris with it. Drives. Puts up a shot. No. Rebound. Lyons up and in. Marcus wanted the call, but Lyons got the two. 53-31 Brimley. Now pass inside Jared Masuga. Nice play by him. He was going out of bounds, and he threw it off of Lyons, and Cedarville will keep it. So now, Trojans to inbound. Jared Masuga up top on the right wing. Tristen Masuga, he launches the three. Good.
There's the three. They just had to talk about it, Scott.
Yeah. That cuts the lead to 19. Bays, see if they play for the last shot here. 20 seconds. No rush here. Want to try to get the last shot. If you miss it, you're down 19. But Lipponen says, no way. We're going to pass it around a bit. Now Carrick smartly brings it back to the midcourt line. 10 seconds. Over on the left wing. Parrish. Now Carrick with it. 5 seconds. Bounce pass. Parrish. He launches the three. That one's no good. Rebound. Harris. He puts up a shot. No. Wow. If that would have went in, that would have been something. After
that
three,
would have been on ESPN.
It would have. 53-34 Brimley. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason, Katie Wollan back in Cedarville, Michigan. Brimley leads by 19 points, make it 17 as that was Tristen Masuga shooting the two for Cedarville. Bays lead 53-36 in boys basketball. 7:40 to play in the fourth quarter. Brimley's led this game pretty much throughout. I think Cedarville had one lead early, Katie, maybe 2-0, and then that's been all Brimley ever since.
Yes.
That one goes out of bounds. Leading the way for the Bays right now, Hunter Lipponen with 15, Zach Gross with 14. And leading the way for the Trojans, Tristen Masuga with 13. And you have Trey Pocken with 8. Now we're going to have a foul inside. As that's going to be Jared Masuga, and he's not happy. Usually isn't out there, and
he's fouled out. He's out of here.
And so that's it. So you have Masuga fouling out. You have Bale fouling out. So two key players for Cedarville. We talked about it early, Katie. Fouls were starting to add up a bit, and it's cost Cedarville. Now Lyons' first shot, no good. He'll shoot one more. 7:39 to play in this fourth quarter. Bays lead 53-36. Second free throw, Lyons, good. So he splits the pair. Lyons has 8. The Bays lead by 18. Now Bays with a full court press. Across the midcourt line. That's O'Brien. He drives. That one partially blocked, I think. Rebound goes up top to Pocken. Now Pocken at the free throw line. Turnaround shot. That one partially blocked by Carrick. Will go out of bounds. Will stay with Cedarville. 7:26 to play here in the fourth quarter. Now Masuga. Inbounds. Carrick almost steals it. Now Pocken drives on 3 players. Nice runner there. Trey Pocken puts in 2. Cedarville not done. They're not out of this game, but they're going to have to make a run here pretty soon. Now they cause a turnover with the defense. Pat O'Brien, he almost traveled. Did a good job not to as he was falling down. Now here's Goodell. Goodell with it, not Roger, the commissioner of the NFL, but this one Josh. Now a long 3, Pocken, no good. Rebound, battered around. Nice job by Lyons. 2-on-1 with Gross. Lyons drives, puts up the shot. Good.
Very confident shot by
Tristen Lyons with the 2. He has 10, so you have 3 Bays in double digits. Now Marcus Harris almost caused a turnover. Mason Harris does. Now Harris gets it to Carrick. Carrick drives on Masuga. No, but he'll shoot 2 as Tristen Masuga with the foul, and Dylan Carrick will go to the line shooting 2. Boy, the Bays are just getting production from all around the court here tonight, Katie. So Dylan Carrick at the line. He has 6. So you have 3 Bays in double figures right now. Lipponen with 15, Gross with 14, Lyons with 10. You have Mason Harris with 8, and now Dylan Carrick, he has 6, and he has a chance to get a couple here. Free throw up, no good by Carrick. He'll shoot one more. As now Lawson, along with Lee will check in for the Trojans. Dylan Carrick shooting his second. Free throw up and makes that one. So he splits the pair, and it's a 19-point lead again for the Trojans. Or for the Bays, rather, excuse me. 6:35 to play in the fourth quarter. Now a pass inside. That's got to be an offensive foul. It is. As Mason Harris draws the charge. Coach Jason Duncan didn't like the call, but I thought that was the right one there.
I honestly think he traveled before.
Okay.
But, I mean, we'll take the charge, Scott.
Lawson will get the foul for Cedarville, his second. Said if Coach Jason Duncan had hair to pull out, he would, but it's already out, so I can relate. Now a steal by Cedarville. Here's Lee, drives, puts up a shot, no good. On the rebound, Pocan, good. Trey Pocan gets the two. Now Brimley quickly with the ball, leading by 17. Mason Harris with it, pass it over to Lyons. Wide open, right wing three, no good. Rebound picked up by Lipponen. Good positioning there and a foul. And that's going to be two shots as Brimley will now be in the double bonus, as that's the 10th foul here in the second half for the Trojans. Brimley with just 4. Been a big story tonight, Katie. Fouls and free throws. Both have cost Cedarville. They've had their opportunities at the line, but they haven't been able to connect on most of them.
Cedarville, like I said, would be definitely in this game if they could make their free throws and if they limited their fouls, because Brimley is getting a lot of opportunity to make those free throws.
Lipponen misses the first free throw. He'll shoot one more. That foul was on number 12, Eugene Lee, for the Trojans. 6:09 to play in the fourth quarter. Brimley with the 17-point lead, making 18. As Lipponen rattles that in, we'll have a timeout with 6:09 to play here in the fourth quarter. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Chuck Renzi Ford for all your 2018 lease deals downtown Newberry on Newberry Avenue. And brought to you by Tobacco Free Michigan. Did you know the #1 form of tobacco use in teens is vaping? Find out more about the dangers of vaping and how to protect yourself, your friends, and your kids at tobaccofreemichigan.org. And brought to you by Boys and Girls Club of Bay Mills. Our mission is to inspire and enable young people to realize their full potential as productive, responsible, and caring citizens. So, Katie, if you're Brimley right now, you're leading by 18. Everything's going your way. You look like you're going to win, but what do they need to do out here in these next few minutes to really put this game away?
Well, they can't slow up, Scott. They need to keep that intensity, but they have to play smart on the defensive end and just limit their fouls.
Well, they've done that so far here in this second half as they lead by 18. Trojans with the ball. They're going to need a big run here. There's a long two. Lawson, no good. Rebound inside. Lee, and he has it stolen by Lyons. Lyons leads the break for Brimley. Lyons inside. Up, no, but he'll shoot two. He wanted that one, but he'll get rewarded with a pair of free throws. As that foul will go on Trey Pocan, and that'll be his, I believe, third. So double bonus time for Brimley as they lead by 18. They've kind of had this 18-point lead for quite some time, Katie. They've got it up to about 22, maybe down to 15.
They'll go on little runs, Scott.
Yeah.
There'll be 6 points by the Brimley Bays, and then Cedarville will come back at them with it.
So Lyons makes the first free throw, second free throw up, no good. So the Brimley continues to keep splitting the pairs, but they get the offensive rebound. Gross over to Carrick, left side, three, no good. Rebound picked up by Lee. Now Lee with it, over to Tristen Masuga. Masuga across the midcourt line, passes it over to Lawson. Lawson with the runner, good. Off the high glass, good. Brandon Lawson, that's his third points. Now Brimley quickly up court, 17-point lead. Marcus Harris up top, thought about the three. Now dishes over to Lyons. Now Harris will get it. Long three up top, yes sir!
Sinks it.
Marcus Harris in double digits with 11. 4 Bays in double digits, and it's a 20-point lead for Brimley. 5:15 to play. Now, battle for the ball. That's going to be a foul on Lyons, I believe. And, you know, if you're Brimley, you're not getting too upset about that. Lyons a little upset, but it's only the 5th foul. And it's aggressive play. Hey, Brimley's gotten to this lead by being aggressive. So the Trojans minus starter Sean Bale along with Jared Masuga, both out with fouls, 5 of them. And a three-pointer by Tristen Masuga. He'll get his own rebound. Now Masuga up top. Pocan on the right wing. St. Ange. Now St. Ange. Oh, he had it stolen by Harris, but they're going to call a jump ball. That'll give the ball to Brimley. For the Cedarville fans not liking that call. It's hard to be an official in basketball. No matter what you call, you're going to have 50% of the crowd thinking
Yep.
you're full of it. Umpires, not so much. You don't get the...
Scott would know because he is an umpire.
Yeah, but they don't get quite the hassles as these baskets. I give all credit to those. Now Lyons drives to the basket, up and in. Tristen Lyons puts it in for 2. 13 points on the night, for 15 rather, for Lyons. We'll call it 13. Bad math again by announce guy. Shot in the side, good by Pocan. Brimley continues to lead by 20. Now here's Harris. Nice pass over to Lipponen along the baseline. He's double teamed. Gets it to Gross. Now Gross in the paint. The underhand pass. That one deflected by the Trojans. Cedarville has a pulse, but it's starting to get a little faint here. Now driving. That's got to be a travel there. As that was number 32, Jared St. Ange, who normally doesn't get a lot of playing time, Katie. And he will travel, and mass substitutions now for both squads. As Dylan Carrick will sit down for the Bays along with Zach Gross. Head coach Joel Moore encouraging his team. Parrish to inbound. Harris has it. Marcus Harris across the midcourt line. Now Marcus Harris tried to get it to Mason Harris, but had it blocked and stolen. Here's the Trojans with it. Pocan inside. That one blocked. I think they're going to call the foul. That's going to go against Lyons. And how many does he have? That's his 4th. So Lyons with 4. Mason Harris with 4 for the Bays. And if you're Brimley, you don't want to stop the clock right now. You're leading by 20 halfway through this fourth quarter.
You want to run the timeout, Scott. You're correct.
If you're going to let them score, but you don't want them to stop the clock while they do it. First free throw up by Pat O'Brien. Good. O'Brien with 3. Tristan Masuga with 13 for the Trojans. Trey Pocken with 14 leading their scores as Lyons will sit down with those 4 fouls. As you have Gross, Lipponen, Mason and Marcus Harris, and Dan Parrish for the Brimley Bays. Now free throw missed, rebound goes back to the Trojans inside, shot no good, rebound picked up by Lee, and he's going to be fouled. And again, Brimley, got to be careful, fouls not what you want at this stage. That's the 7th team foul on the Bays, so now Cedarville will shoot after every free throw. First free throw up and in?
Up and no.
No, I didn't think so. Crowd gets quiet. Second free throw also misses, so Cedarville not doing themselves any favors at the free throw line. Harris with it. Harris up top. Bays with the ball. And that one will go off of Parrish out of bounds. So Cedarville with some life, but they're starting to run against the clock.
Brimley just needs to play smart D and let that time run out, Scott.
Yes, indeed. That's going to be a foul again. That's just not smart basketball there. If you're Brimley, you got to stop fouling.
They should keep the aggression, but what they're doing is they're leaning in on, and that's what those refs are calling. When they lean in, call the foul. If they're straight up, it wouldn't be a foul.
So Pat O'Brien at the line, shooting a pair. He'll make the first free throw. That cuts the lead to 18. 3:31 to play in this fourth quarter. We'll get to the Brimley schedule here on our next break, Katie. We haven't really talked too much about their schedule and who they'll play. We'll get to that here in a moment. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by the Bays. They lead by 18. 3:25 to play in this fourth quarter. They pretty much led this whole second half by about 16 to 22 points. Now driving to the hoop. That's Lipponen, no good. Rebound goes to the Bays. Zach Gross over to Marcus Harris. Harris, long three, no. Yes!
Banks it!
He banks it in! It looked like that one was off, but he banks it in. Marcus Harris with 14 points and now almost steals that one. I love this game. Just absolutely love watching him play. And if you're an opposing fan watching him play, I mean, as much as it's tough to play against him, you just got to love his game. It's contagious. It really is. I'm gushing, Katie, over here. Jeez Louise, Scott, tone it down a little bit. 21-point lead for the Bays, rather. Shot by Masuga, no good. Rebounded by St. Ange. This is only the first game, but it's an exciting one. Now Pacan 3, that one's way off the mark. Rebound by Parrish, and now the math not good for Cedarville. Looks like Brimley's going to win this game. You know it's a good night for Cedarville or for Brimley when Dave Duncan's leaving the gym with 2.5 minutes left. Now Harris, another 3. That one's no good. Rebound picked up by the Trojans. Brimley's going to go to 1-0 on the season and get a big win early, setting a pretty high standard for their season.
Especially with that regional loss last year, Scott.
Yeah.
Back in March.
And it's got to feel good for these players from last year to get a victory like this. I mean, that's a tough loss. I mean, give it to Cedarville, they earned the victory, but regional final, Brimley really thought last year was their year. They had all those seniors. Maybe this year is their year, Katie.
I mean,
it's
Scott.
very, very early. But after this first game, definitely full marks for Brimley. Maybe not late with their fouls. That's going to be Mason Harris with his fifth, and that'll send Tristan Masuga to the line. So, wow, all the coaches are leaving. Pickford's head coach Matt Johnson now leaving. We saw Dave Duncan leave. Matt Bathy's still here, coach of the girls. So now we're going to have wholesale substitutions for both squads. That's kind of pretty much it. The coach is saying this game is over, and Brimley's going to win this game. And in convincing fashion, Katie. I mean, this is a convincing victory. This isn't one of those victories, they had the breaks and things went their way. Brimley really was dominant from the opening tip, played a full 48 minutes? How many minutes in a quarter? 8? What's that, 32 minutes?
Yes.
Played a full 32 minutes.
I'm very impressed with the Brimley Bays. I mean, yes, of course, they made some mistakes, and they have a lot to learn as they go on, but not just their intensity, but their conditioning. For usually the first game, every team is just, not as well conditioned as they planned, but they definitely beat Cedarville on that one.
Masuga makes all 3 free throws on that exchange. Brimley with the ball, leading by 18. Now Lyons drives hard off the glass. No. Rebound picked up by Gross. Over to Carrick. Now Carrick far side. Inside finds Lyons. Lyons up and good. Tristen Lyons with another 2. He's going to lead all scorers, I think, by the time this one's over, but who knows? We still got $1:30 left. Now a long 3, Cedarville. That one's short. Rebound. Kept alive there. A tough play. As one of the Brimley players there, looks like that was Danny Carrick, sliding out of bounds, and so Brimley will not get the ball. Now our first look at Garrett Johnson checking in, and so getting some look at some different players there, Katie, as some of these guys that put in the hard work at practice, getting some minutes on the court. Trojans with the ball. They trail by 20. And that's going to be a foul again on Lyons, and I think he's going to foul out.
Yeah, he's fouled out.
So,
he's definitely keeping his intensity, though. He's keeping that aggression, and I like that about him. I really do.
I do, too. Let's look at this Brimley schedule. They'll be in action on Thursday at home, the home opener against Detour, and then on the road. Our next broadcast will be on December 6th. Another test for this Brimley team. They're going to play a couple good teams early on the road. Engadine, as Todd Olmstead and Katie Wollan. I always want to say Katie Holmes. Maybe it's Todd Olmstead. Maybe I'm getting the Ohms in there.
When you put us
Did you like Katie Holmes? Do you even know who she is?
Yes, I've watched a few of her movies.
Dawson's Creek?
Yes.
You ever watch that? That's a great show. Still love that show. That Pacey, I can't stand that guy. First free throw missed by Fisher. Second one as well, as that one goes out of bounds. And we'll go to Brimley. So the Bays with a victory here tonight. And you look at this schedule, Katie. The Bays, not to discount any of these opponents, but home against Detour, at Engadine, home against Mackinac City, home against Rudyard, home against Superior Central, at St. Ignace, home against Newberry. This Bays team could really start out this season on quite a run. Again, we don't know a whole lot about these other teams. Obviously, Rudyard, Engadine, their conference opponents, they're always good. Superior Central can bring a good game, but this Bays team is going to get off to a good start this season, it appears. They are tonight, at least.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm really excited to find out the result of the Engadine game. Like you said, that's going to be some tough competition.
First free throw up by Dylan Carrick. He has 8. Coming up in our post-game show, we'll recap the score, and we'll get Vance Nason's thoughts on this one. We'll hear from Katie as well, as the second free throw up and good. So the Bays 1 point away from 5 players in double figures. And anytime you do that, you're going to win a lot of basketball games in high school.
Especially when it's well balanced.
Yeah, now a long three there, no good by Brandt. Tyler Brandt rebounded by Carrick. Now quickly up court. Dan Parrish with it. Parrish, he's going to get fouled. So Parrish will have a chance to get on the line. 71-49 Brimley. A minute left in this one. Wow.
The fouls keep coming, Scott.
First free throw, no good. Second free throw, no good as well. Rebound picked up by the Bays. Now Marcus Harris, he's going to launch near side three, no good. A little over anxious there. I don't think if you're Cedarville, you're especially liking that one. Katie up by big and shooting the three, but if you're Marcus, I don't think you really care.
Especially because that's his sweet spot.
That really is.
Not the top of the key, but the wing.
And you know,
the wing three.
And you know, this Brimley team with Marcus is a different team. He is the straw that stirs the drink, if you will. And that shot by Cedarville, no good. Rebound picked up by Parrish, and now Danny Carrick with the ball. Carrick had it stolen. It goes out of bounds. 30 seconds to play. And if they can have a healthy Marcus Harris all season long, you got potential EUP conference title, and, well, who knows where this Brimley team can go. But right now, they're looking really good. 30 seconds left. Cedarville with the steal. Now Carrick gets it back. Carrick with the ball. Carrick over to Parrish. 20 seconds. Now Parrish inside. That one blocked, and that's going to be a travel.
Yeah,
as he
it was
got
an up and down.
Yep. 18 seconds to play in this one. 71-49 Brimley. Wow. 15 seconds to play. See if Cedarville can get to the 50-point mark. And that's going to be a steal by Carrick, and that's going to do it. The Brimley Bays with an impressive start, wire to wire, with a 71-49 victory over the Cedarville Trojans. We'll be back with our post-game show here on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason back at the John Duncan Gymnasium in Cedarville, Michigan for our post-game show as the Brimley Bays in boys basketball defeat the Cedarville Trojans by the score of 71-49. We'll hear from Katie Wollan, our color commentator, in a moment, but right now it's time for our analyst, either one. Vance Nason joining us for his post-game thoughts. And Vance, we were talking about during the second half, Cedarville trailed by 19. It seemed like Brimley had that lead almost the entire second half. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, they definitely just kind of held their ground. They didn't do anything crazy. Marcus Harris had some nice threes there. Other than that, they didn't take any crazy shots. They played it safe. They played really well defensively and offensively. They made sure they couldn't get any easy layups, and they just outright were a faster team, I felt like. And I know Cedarville is definitely a very good team, and the Trojans have a good chance to do well this season, but they're going to have to pick up the pace and definitely play a lot better on defense than they did.
And, you know, you look at this stat line, Vance, the starters for Brimley basically had 4.5 players in double figures, leading the way for the Brimley Bays. Hunter Lipponen with 16, Tristen Lyons 15, Marcus Harris 14, along with Zach Gross with 14 and Dylan Carrick with 9. When you get 5 players basically in double figures in high school basketball, you're going to win a lot of games. And what I was really impressed with is Brimley's, Katie made a good comment about their conditioning. I thought they were very well conditioned for this type of pace. Cedarville maybe not so much tonight. But this Brimley team, you look at any weaknesses. I mean, they took a few bad fouls at the end, but they're up 20 points. This was a solid performance, and their first game, which I think was even more impressive.
Yeah, if you can play like this on your first game, there's a lot of potential, and I think that they're going to do a lot better this season than they did last season. They did really good, but I feel like I'm just surprised, honestly. Like, last season, they had a lot of seniors, but this year I just feel like they're doing a lot better. And one also thing I have to point out, is that they had 2 guys fall out, right? They had 2 guys fall out, and I think both of them were their starters. And when you have 2 of your starters fall out with 5 minutes left, it's going to be kind of hard to come back from that, and they just couldn't come back. Brimley outplayed them. They were just solid all around.
Well, Vance, thanks for joining us. Best of luck in your 7th grade basketball season this year. We'll be talking about that, I'm sure, and we'll be hearing from you on future Brimley Bays basketball broadcasts with your old man.
Okay, looking forward to it.
All right, looking forward to it as well. Let's bring back in Katie Wollan for her final thoughts. Recapping the rest of the scoring for Brimley, Dylan Carrick had, number 40, not Dylan, but Danny Carrick had 2, along with Mason Harris with 1. For Cedarville was Tristan Masuga with 15, Trey Pocken 14, Jared Masuga 8. You had Pat O'Brien with 4, 3-point Sean Bale, Brandon Lawson, 2 points Eugene Lee, and 1 point Chase Fisher. Well, Katie, your final thoughts on a very convincing win for the Brimley Bays. Whoop, try that again. Take 2. Your final thoughts on a very convincing win for the Brimley Bays.
Just to kind of sum up all the little things that I said throughout the game, I love Brimley's defense. I love their offense. I love their intensity. Yes, every ball club makes a lot of mistakes. They did make a lot of turnovers, a lot of travels, missed some free throws, but I think we have a really great team ahead of us, Scott, like moving forward for the rest of the, 19 games that they play. And also Cedarville, you got to give hats off to them. I know that they didn't have the game that they planned because, they did win 2 out of the 3 games that they played against Brimley last year, but they're still a good ball club, and they have a lot to learn from this game moving forward.
Katie, great job on the color. We'll be hearing from you next week with Todd Olmstead for your coverage of Brimley Bays basketball. I'll be doing at least maybe one more game with you before we turn the microphone over to you on a more, you'll be the captain of the ship, not the second mate or the whatever the color commentator is. So a great job tonight. Looking forward to hearing you and Todd next week.
Thank you, Scott. I learned a lot from you, so I appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much. I want to thank our broadcast engineer tonight, Trent Raymond, back in the Eagle 95.1 studios. We'll get back to classic hits at random right now here on Eagle 95.1.